Everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people. That's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Thank you for joining me. Entertainment only. Okay, yes, yesterday was just one of those days where it was just endless running around. So today's a little bit calmer. Okay, thank you for joining me. What I'm going to have a look at first up is I've actually had this noted down for a couple of days and haven't actually gotten around to reading it. And usually when that happens, it means that something else is going to come forward that my guides want me to include in my reading, and that is what's actually happening in Gaza at the moment. So just to get everybody up to speed, when the incident first happened at the music festival, 18 months ago, nearly 2 years ago now. I did a reading on it, and was my first, the reading that I got, and I haven't had anything that come through to change my mind, was that it was actually an inside job by Netanyahu with others. Remembering that the music festival was shifted from deep within Israel to right near the border, and it was right at the last minute. So this is all at the last minute, and then it was extended by a day, and it is on that extended day that the incident happened. So that's just my feels. It's got staged feels about it for particular reasons. Now, Netanyahu has been saying for decades, and I am saying decades, since the 1990s, that he wanted Israel to control all of Gaza, basically to get rid of the Palestinians. So I've been picking up that the final death toll, when it all washes out, will be over the 100,000. Absolutely breaks my heart. Netanyahu came out, I believe, yesterday, or it might have been the day before, with a declaration. His far-right cabinet, I believe, voted to occupy Gaza, but they've worded it as not to occupy but to free. Well, if you invade and occupy, say what it is. Anyhow, a lot of countries are pushing back, including Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the UK, etc., condemning what Netanyahu is doing. And I'm saying Netanyahu because it's not all of Israelis, just like what's happening in the US. It's not all of United States citizens. So a lot of countries are pushing back and recognising Palestine as a standalone country, which makes this basically an invasion of a sovereign country. The Yahoo from Israel has come out and said it's a global conspiracy of lies in regards. There is no starvation happening in Gaza. The footage would indicate significantly differently. The idea is to displace the population and seize control. I'm not quite sure where they're supposed to displace them to. You know, if they go to the south, they get attacked. And there's just nowhere for them to actually go to. It's a bit like the homeless in Washington, D.C. Speaking of the homeless in Washington, D.C., militarising the country's capital, absolutely straight from the dictatorship NAZI handbook, literally word for word. But okay, getting back to Gaza, apparently tens of thousands of Israelis are protesting, so very much like in the US, and thousands are actually leaving Israel because they just want no part of this. Right, so what's happened, I believe overnight, as I turn the page, the Yahoo from that region has come out and declared that if he wanted to commit genocide, he would... Oh, my doorbell going. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. And there is my main doorbell sitting there peering down the hallway, just making sure it was only one. Sorry about that. So the Yahoo has come out and said if he wanted to commit genocide, he would have done it in an afternoon. In other words, sent in the IDF to absolutely raze Palestine to the ground. But that's he's trying to spin it. That's all he's doing. He's going, oh, I could have done worse. Oh, I'm feeling like I'm channeling Lena from Tarot Down Under at the moment. But what's come in overnight is that 6 Al Jazeera journalists have been unalived in the Palestinian area. Apparently they were in a known military tent that was being used as a journalistic base, a media base, and I believe it was marked as well. Now you've got to remember that this is also the aid convoys that went in were also targeted, even though they would have the symbols of the aid on the top. Oh, we didn't realize. Excuse me, they were in a convoy with the aid logos all over them. What bit did you not get? So shades of this. There are going to be human rights trials for years to come in regards to what is happening here. So and I'm just going to say it, 6 murdered Al Jazeera journalists, murdered by the IDF. And very much shades of the journalists that were targeted in regards to the protests in LA. It feels very much that if he thought he could get away with actually offing the journalists in LA, they would have been unalived as well. But you all remember the footage of the guy standing in the line of the the National Guards or whoever it was, the police or whatever it was, and the reporter was reporting, and he deliberately turned and aimed and shot the reporter in the leg. Yeah, if he thought he could have gotten away with what Netanyahu's getting away with, he would have ordered it. So I'm not quite sure where to go with this. I just felt like I just really needed to throw some cards in what is happening. It's not going to end until the Yahoo is taken out, and I do feel that he will be taken out, but he will be the last of the triad of dictators. And then when I'm talking about the triad of dictators, I'm talking about the Putin figure, the orange twerp, and then the Yahoo. So please, guys, do you have any message for what's happening in Gaza? The world media is all over this. Absolutely, all over this. Is this an ending and a beginning, or is this just simply the death card? Let's have a look. I just felt like I needed to throw some cards on this to share, but I don't quite know where to go. Okay, I'm going to have a look. The journalists that were, I'm going to say, murdered by the IDF. Now, the only reason the Yahoo started this was because prior to this with Gaza, I mean, he's been saying for years he wanted to get rid of Gaza, wanted to get rid of the Palestinians, but remember he's had a corruption case going for years now. He delayed by trying to get the Supreme Court justices removed via the Israeli government, and that didn't succeed. And that's when there was the massive protests prior to the music festival episode. And I don't want to make light of the music festival episode. I just don't quite know what to call it. There were massive protests in Israel because he tried to get the Supreme Court to throw out the case and get them removed so that they couldn't do a ruling on it. He failed at that, so this was sort of almost like backup plan. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Then even more recently, the last 2 times they tried to get him to face the courts. He was overseas, strangely enough, in the US. No surprises there. Fleeing to good old Buddy Orange Twerp. And then the absolute last time, which was just last month or earlier this month, it's just going so fast. He claimed that he had food poisoning, which was the biggest BS, but basically he was just buying 3 days until the court went on to recess. So I just want to have a look. What's going to be the fallout? I'm using the Gilded Tarot Royale. The international fallout. A lot of countries now are refusing to support Israel either with military or financially, understandably. Despised in the region by the Middle Eastern countries. It's not the Israeli people, again, it's not the Israeli people. What's going to be the fallout from this murdering of these journalists? I'm just seeing Nuremberg style court cases, but huge, huge court cases. None of these people are going to escape justice. Sorry, 11 minutes of waffling. Come on down. Okay, we are at the moment full on in a fading, patriarchic, misogynistic energy. And these that know that their grip on power is slipping are going to become even more desperate, and they are going to attempt to take others. They're going to try and, they're not going to go down alone, put it that way. They will turn on their inner circle. They will try and drag the countries down with them, but their energy is fading and they know it. Basically, as soon as, okay, thank you. I'm getting, okay, thank you. If you hear my guides, let me know. I'm getting sort of a couple of messages here in that, I'll just pop those down. In that, when the Israeli Supreme Court comes back from its break, it's all over. It's absolutely all over. So what's happening is the Yahoo is trying to get everything done before they come back from their break. Why they couldn't not go on their break, I don't know. Maybe there's a legal reason, I'm not sure. I mean, it's stinking hot around the world at the moment. I believe in Europe they've got 40 plus degree temperatures, and they're not built for it over there, and their buildings aren't built for it. But yeah, the Yahoo knows that as soon as the Supreme Court comes back into session, he's gone. He's done for. So he knows that he's done for. So he's desperately in this fading energy, getting his last, I'm going to say his last glimmer is what I'm feeling when I see that. So he's trying to get everything done before the courts come back. Okay, the challenge the fallout. So it's this absolutely desperation of a fading, misogynistic, toxic energy. They know they're all in it. Challenged by temperance, trying to reduce the toxicity, trying to balance, it's the alchemy card. Trying to bring balance and moderation. So that's his challenge. It's not the Yahoo doing it. The challenge is other countries speaking out, other countries trying to hold him to account and hold him back. Okay, let's keep going. Right, the foundation, we've got the manipulation card with the magician. Again, look over here while that's happening over there, trying to bring everything into existence before this energy kicks in. The magician and 3 major arcana straight off the bat. Okay, in the past for him, people are emotionally walking away from what he is offering. Loss, walking away. We've also got the full moon. We are in full moon cycle at the moment. So the emotions of it is people just the Israeli people, the majority of the Israeli people, just like the majority of the United States citizens, they don't want this. I'm asking about the fallout, though, of the unaliving of the the 6 Algiers journalists, turning the back and walking away. I mean, this could also be him. No, not interested, turning his back and walking away. Let's see where we go. Crowning the reading, the Page of Pentacles. News coming out about money, protection, information being brought forward. The children, information about the children. We know the children in Gaza are just starving to death. It's just horrific. Just as a mother myself, it's so pointless. It's there are no words because it's unnecessary and pointless, all because of one man and a few of his supporters in government's greed. Okay. And obviously some in the military as well, because the military aren't saying no, we're not going to do this, but information coming out, more information coming out. We've got here a false offer of a ceasefire, a pretense of an offer. Parachuting supplies into Gaza is not going to feed the millions of people in there. Seriously. Needs to be massive convoy trucks, but there's this false offer that's being made in the immediate future, and I think that's to try and appease the protesters in the immediate future. Externally, the Page of Swords, the swords of truth being brought forward. Determination of the journalists to bring forward the truth, no matter how small that truth is. It's also my whistleblower card, but let's see where it goes. And then the Wheel of Fortune internally. Got a frog in my throat for some reason. Is Netanyahu not well? Usually I get, pardon me, or coffee when I'm reading on the orange twerp with his congestive heart failure. I'll just have a sip of my orange and ginger tea. The Wheel of Fortune is turning here. There's news that's going to come out that is going to turn this wheel, going to turn support, going to change everything. This is karma coming and biting them on the backside. Just know that even though they may not get what we would consider justice, for example, arrested and thrown in prison and hot branding irons to the feet and all the rest of it, they will get karma hitting them in some form internally. So first of all, the attitude towards what is happening is turned internally. Those that thought they had it all are going to find themselves on the bottom. Oh, how many, speaking of which, and looking at this Leo card line here, how many cars were in that motorcade that passed through in England going up to the Cotswolds for Shady Vance? I stopped counting at 10. Like, how Vice President does not need more than 10 blacked out SUVs and motorcycle cops and all the rest of it to go to somewhere for a holiday. Bloomin' heck, he's... Anyhow. I've already read on him multiple times. Yes, he is plotting behind the scenes how to remove the orange twerp without actually removing the orange twerp. But we're talking about, with the journalists here, there's going to be some news that's going to be really triggering, a truth that's going to come out that's going to be really triggering and change everything. The hopes and fears is the Strength card. Again, we've got this lion that was on top. Taming the lion. I think the orange twerp's going to come out with an announcement. But we've also got the justice card. Actions will have consequences. And I suspect those, okay, thank you. I just got told that those that are responsible are going to, I'm getting they're going to be arrested. It's like the fall guy type thing. These wannabe dictators don't ever do anything without having a fall guy to blame. And it feels like they're going to be the ones that actually pulled the trigger are going to be facing justice, arrested. But then we've got the smoke and mirrors, the cloak and dagger energy, like a delaying or an obfuscation. Is that the word I'm after? Clouding things as they are whipped away. Four of Swords. I just feel like they're going to be arrested, but then sort of quietly disappear. Now that doesn't mean they're going to pass away. They're just going to be told, okay, here's your fake passport, here's the money, here's your airline ticket, get out of the country for a while, is my feels. You've got the snake in the path being investigated, the circles of support, the lies that will come out, and you've got the emperor that will to try and keep a lid on things. So there is going to be some sort of investigation. It may be a faux investigation with that Knight of Cups there about those that were involved. Then we're going to get some lies about it. Put forward by the Emperor trying to take control and keep things under wraps. And then we've got the Queen of Cups to try and put a lid on the outrage that's coming forward. Okay, so I'm not expecting anything super mind-blowing there. I just, as I said, I feel what's going to happen is they're going to arrest those responsible and then slip them out of the country. Claim that they're still arrested, but yeah, there's going to be some sort of announcement that comes forward with that Page of Wands regarding this fading misogynistic dictator. So where do I go with this? Oh boy. Yeah, that was me saying, oh boy. Just a deep breath. What are the Israeli people going to think of this? Are they being told? Word's getting out. They've not been officially told is what I'm getting. But correct me if I'm wrong, like it's not being reported on Israeli media. But I think word is getting along the grapevines. What's the Israeli people thinking of this? Well, we've got here the secrets being revealed. The word getting out along the grapevine. I don't think there's an official announcement or something like that. But what are the Israeli people thinking and what are they going to do? And I'm talking about the people, not Yahoo and his cohorts. The high priestess. The realization of the hidden agenda. Well, it was not half obvious to the rest of us. What have you got? I can't remember what they mean, but it might mean Jesus and Buddha or something along those lines, or Old and New Testament. I should know. I should know, but I just know that those are two religious implications names in regards to Judaism and the Torah and the ancient religions. The wisdom of the ancient religions, but yeah, secrets coming forward. We've got the strength card here. Remember that was in the hopes and fears. So this might be the strength of the people, or this could be chaining the strength of the people. So if they're out in the street protesting, they might find themselves receiving some backlash. You've got here the naivety at the base. It's the Six of Cups. It can also be, wishing for the simpler times that used to be before somebody decided to do this. But to me, this is more about emotional naivety. What I'm getting here, thank you. What I'm getting is that there's a naivety in regards to the propaganda that is being exposed for what it is. Not the naivety, the propaganda. It's almost like this is controlling the information getting out there, controlling the strength, controlling the communities. And the energy that the Israeli people are in is this naivety, emotional naivety about what is actually happening. And I don't know that they're getting the proper news there. Okay, in the past, we've got the Queen of Swords. She is very much about legal action being taken, but she can also be strategizing. She's drawn the sword. She's ready to cut. This could very well be the internal strategy of the Yahoo government. That is, you've got the doves flying around, so offering potentially a peace deal, but no intention of going through with it. And we know that any peace deal, drawn to the cat there actually, eyeing off the doves flying around. The cat that got the canary type saying is coming to mind. The cat there ready to pounce on the doves. It's like there's this internal strategy, plan, however you like to put it, that's not entirely, no intention of following through, I'm just going to say. Overtures perhaps of a ceasefire, of, how do I put this? Guides, help me out. Overtures of peace between the Israelis and Palestinians, but it's not landing. And if it landed, the cat would get it. Okay, crowning this reading. Surrender. So how are the Palestinian people reacting to this? I think they're surrendering to the messaging that's coming in. It's almost like, this figure here is, he's not bandaged up or anything like that. He's just surrendering the information. And it's almost like this is last straw type energy. Surrendering to the information. Okay. We've got here the Three of Cups. Can be celebration, can be people coming together, but it can also be representing the support Yahoo has in the cabinet in the immediate future. So this is, okay, thank you. I'm getting emotional celebration. So through their naivety. So, okay, thank you. Right, I've got this one right now. They're going to be given an explanation. The Israeli people, there's going to be an explanation offered up. That those that want to accept the explanation because the alternative is just too horrific for them, will go, oh yeah, that makes sense. And it may simply be, it was called a media tent, but it was full of weapons or something like that. They may even on the news, the IDF may even on the news parade weapons and claim that they were found in the media tent. It's absolute BS if they do something like that. But that's my feels, is they're going, the Yahoo and his cohorts are going to offer up some sort of explanation that seems plausible, and it will be accepted by some and celebrated, because they'll go, see, this is what was going on. Very much like MAGAs. However, The International Criminal Court is not wearing it and they are looking into it. This is my Jack Smith card, but it's not necessarily Jack Smith. The International Criminal Court is going to take action, and internally everything is going to be revealed. Everything is going to be revealed and it is going to be explosive. So it's almost like court action being taken here, and what is revealed is going to be explosive. The hopes and fears, the heartbreak, the despair. I mean, these people, these 6 journalists, they had families. They had loved ones. They were doing a job, which is to report what's happening, unbiased and independent. Knowing, I mean, we do know that journalists, when they go into war zones, they do run the risk. But when you've got press written in capital letters all over your body, and you're in a press location with press written, media and press written all over the location itself, this is betrayal. Betrayal, heartbreak, loss, despair. Okay, what's going to be the outcome? Yeah, the exposure of the abuse of power, the win at any cost, the fading misogynistic energy that is in the Israeli government. That's what's going to be exposed. On the bottom, we've got nipping off overseas. I suspect those responsible will be paid well. But then we've got a judgment coming. Like, this is a big wake-up call for the Israeli people. I don't even know if they're going to get exposed, those that are responsible, but it feels like they're going to get arrested but sort of slipped out of the country. Told to stay away in a certain location, in a safe location, just mind their own business and be quiet. But we've got this judgment card. A collective awakening, a wake-up call for the Israeli people. I do see in the future that there will be a two-state solution. The lands that have been illegally occupied will be returned to the Palestinians. And I do see the international community will come together to rebuild Gaza how the Palestinian people want it to be rebuilt. But, oh man, what they have to go through in the meantime. Just all because of the greed and power lust and of a few, and they are a minority fading few. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I don't want to go too deep in the energy and get really, really dark, because it's just, we know what's going on. We are watching, we are seeing, we are aghast, and we will hold these people accountable. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.